Hi there. Hope you have an awesome day today. This lesson, I'm going to teach you how to graph circles. So let's go straight into it. So first of all, we need to convert into this form first. Okay, so x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. So we need to make this into perfect square by divide the coefficient of x by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. So x plus 3 all square. And then we need to minus the 3 square out. Okay, so minus 3 square. So now this is exactly the same. But we know that 3 square is 9. So just write minus 9. And plus, then we need to half of the 6. So which is y minus 3 all square. Again, we need to minus the 3 square out to make this is the same as this. So now we know that 3 square is 9. So I just write minus 9. And this 9 here, we just write this down. So it's equal to 0. So now we just simplified. So we know this 9 here and this 9 can cancel out. So we have x plus 3 all square plus y minus 3 all square. This negative 9 and move on this side. So it becomes 9. So now we can write down the center of this circle is negative 3. And the y value is 3. Because positive 3 for x, it moved 3 units to the left. And for y minus 3 all square means it moved 3 units up. So therefore the center is negative 3, 3. And the radius, of course, r squared is equal to 9. So square root 9 is 3. There you go. Then we need to find x and y intercepts. So let me just write down x intercepts first. And it doesn't matter which intercept you will find it first, okay? So that means when y equal to 0. So when y equals 0, so that means x plus 3 all square plus y0 becomes 0 minus 3 is negative 3 all square is equal to 9. And negative 3 square is 9. So that becomes x plus 3 all square plus 9 is equal to 9. And if I minus 9 on both sides, this cancel out, that becomes 0. So now x plus 3 all square is equal to 0. So I square root both sides, still give me 0 because square root 0 is 0. So then I move the 3 on the side, x equal negative 3. So do we have only one x-intercept? Then the next one is y-intercept. So y-intercept. That means when x is equal to 0. So when x equal to 0, so when x is equal to 0, so this means that this becomes 0. So that is 3 square is 9 plus y minus 3 square equal to 9. And if I minus 9 on both sides, so that cancel with this. So that means becomes 0. So y minus 3 all square is equal to 0. And I square root both sides. So square root 0 is 0. So therefore, y minus 3 is equal to 0. So therefore, the y-intercept is 3. So we have x-intercept, y-intercept, center, and the radius of the circle. So we just graph it, okay? So let me just label this. This is y, this is x-axis. And the center of the circle is 3, negative 3. And the radius is 3. So 3, negative 3. So this is 3, negative 3 here. And the radius is 3. So that means we go up 3 units. And 3 here. And go across 3. And go down 3. And now we just join these points together. So just go like this. Connect these points. There you go. Please pause the video and try this one yourself. Second one. So we need to convert into perfect square form first, right? So we halve up the -4. So give me -2. So x minus 2. So x minus 2. All square. So then I need to minus the 2 square out. So minus 2 square, it give me 4. So minus 4. And plus, we halve of this, give me 1. So y plus 1. All square. Then of course, we need to minus the 1 square. So 1 square is 1. So we minus 1. And this one here, we just write this down. So that becomes 0. So now we know that these are equal and these are equal. Okay, so this one here, we just write this down. So now I just simplified it. So x minus 2 all square plus, we just write this down, y plus 1 all square. And we know this one and this one here cancel out. So we have -4. So I move the -4 on the other side, becomes +4. So this means that the center of this is equal to 2, -1. And the radius of this is r squared is 4. So square root 4 is 2. So it's 2. Then we can find x and y intercept. Or we can just graph it first. And then it will find x and y intercept. And then we just write down the value. But let's graph it first, okay? See what it is. So this is y-axis. This is x-axis. And the center of this circle is 2, -1. So go 2, -1 down here. So -1 here. And this is 2. And the radius is 2. So we go up 1, 2. And we go down 1, 2. And then we go across 1, 2 here. And this is here. So we have y-intercept is -1. And the x-intercept, we need to work it out. So y-intercept from the graph, we can see it. Otherwise, we go y-intercept is when x is equal to 0. So when x equal to 0, so this means that -1 minus 2 is -2. So minus 2 all square plus y minus 1, y plus 1 all square is equal to 4. So now -2 square is 4. So this and this can cancel out, okay? And then this means that y plus 1 all square is equal to 0. And I square root both sides. So y plus 1 is equal to 0. So y plus 1 is equal to 0. So y is equal to -1. So we have this clearly from the graph, right? And now we need to find x-intercepts. So x-intercepts is when y is equal to 0. So let me write this down. So x-intercept is when y is equal to 0. So when y is equal to 0, so this means that x minus 2 square plus, when y equals 0, that means 1 square is 1. So we just go plus 1 is equal to 4. And then we minus 1 on both sides. So x minus 2 is equal to 3. Of course, this is square. And we square root both sides. So x minus 2 is equal to plus or minus root 3. And I move the -2 on the right hand side, become +2. So this means that x is equal to 2 plus or minus square root of 3. And the 2 plus 3 is on further right. And then the 2 minus 3 is on the left, okay? Because it's smaller number. So let me just go back here. So let me draw it first. And then we write it down, okay? So There you go. So this one here is 2 plus root 3. 2 plus square root of 3. Of course, you can put in calculator and give you decimal. You can write it down. Doesn't really matter, okay? And this one here is 2 minus root 3. There you go. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.